right.
All
Clap your
right.
hands, everybody.
Oh, clap it up.
Woo!
Clap it up.
Come on, let me hear ya.
Clap it up.
Yeah. I have with me today my friend and my brother. And you probably heard him if you registered this after or yesterday. Aaron Williams. Come on, put your hands together. Welcome to Power.
Welcome.
Welcome to Power. Come on, let me hear it one more time. Put your hands together. Woo! What a beautiful group of people, Aaron.
Ain't it? Don't they look
Look
so
at
lovely?
here.
That looks so
Look
good
at
today.
here. Let me encourage each of you, if you're watching online, look, we got people on Facebook watching us. Let's wave at them. Real quick.
What's up, y'all?
What's up? We had an amazing lunch. Did y'all enjoy your lunch? We have amazing people sitting next to us, don't we? And we're waiting for you. Come on next week. Put your hands together.
Come on back.
Invite them to come on back. Aaron, the reason why we're here today, let me just bring it down. I know we have a good time and we love to party and laugh and all that, but the reason why we're here is to shine a light on three groups of people who are underserved. The unemployed, the underemployed, Aaron, and our elders or seniors.
Can't forget them.
So Bright Star Community Outreach opened our doors the beginning of last month. Our CEO, amazing, Pastor Chris Harris, opened the doors for our community to come in and to get a nice meal and to get just so we could talk to you and play games and just give you time away from it. Yeah, information. So that's why you're here today, but there are some seats missing, and we want those seats filled next week, don't we, Aaron?
That's right. So invite your friends. There are some referral forms on your table, so please fill those out. We want to pack this room.
Yes, sir. We want to pack it out. Who registered yesterday? Any hands? Anybody in here registered yesterday? Did you talk to Aaron Williams? Well, there he is. Let's play a game. Can we play a game? Aaron, what we doing today? What we doing today, Aaron?
You know what? I feel like handing out some money today.
You want to hand out some money?
Yeah, let's hand out some money.
We got some money for somebody.
Yeah.
What you want to do?
I don't know. Maybe we can hand out a $25 gift card.
A $25 gift card. Who couldn't use $25? I could. Right about now.
So,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. I'm feeling a certain name.
What you feeling?
Is somebody here by the name of Janelle Harper? Are you here? There you go.
Woo! Put your hands together. Now, why did you pick her? Why you pick her?
The reason why I picked her
Uh-huh.
is she was the first one that registered for today.
What?
Yes.
You see how important it is for you to register? Go online. Go to Bright Star Community Outreach. We have a website, brightstarcommunityoutreach.com. You can also register on Bright Star Church Chicago. Register now, because you don't know if we're gonna do this next week. So Janelle, we celebrate you. Thank you for being a shining example of what it looks like to register first. We're gonna have you go in the back. Okay, she's waving her hand. She has your gift card for you. Put your hands together, everybody. All right, we got some other stuff coming on. We're getting out the way. So we got a video just for you. Please stay tuned.
I'm excited to share with you an overview of what you'll learn as you view our videos about BSCO. Prior to the pandemic, the Urban Resilience Network pillars have focused on child and family services, mentoring, workforce development, advocacy, and trauma counseling. COVID-19 required us to shift our service delivery. Going forward, our attention is on TNT and CNC. Trauma will scale our work based on the Israeli model that has touched residents with trauma-related services. Training will harness our efforts to bring workforce development, resulting in livable wages to our community. Community conversation and collaboration will strengthen our current collaborative of 70-plus community-based organizations. The focus of the collaborative is creating initiatives and mobilizing efforts to address workforce development, social determinants of health, housing, and education. In addition to these areas, the overall goal of the collaborative is to reduce the effects of trauma and violence in the greater Bronzeville community. Through the work of our collaborative, according to the University of Chicago research, our efforts have translated into a 14% reduction in robberies, a 10% drop in aggravated assaults, and a 17% drop in shootings in the specific catchment area that we serve. Your support of our work will further our outreach and allow us to serve more in the community. It is our hope that you will learn more about our ecosystem of care in our programmatic videos, and that you will partner with us as we endeavor to make meaningful change to the greater Bronzeville community and beyond.
Today, make some noise, everybody. Oh, that ain't enough. Let me say it again. If you're glad to be here today, make some noise, everybody. Now listen, if you are at the table or around anybody that's good looking, y'all make some noise. Let me hear it. Now, I got a question. Which table is the most appreciative of the good-looking folks at your table? Let me hear it. I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I don't hear y'all enough. One more time. Come on. Now, everybody at your table, give them one word about them. Tell them you're beautiful, you're wonderful, you can't. Come on. Look at that. You're fantastic. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Welcome to Power. Presenting opportunities where everyone rise. Now, here's what I need y'all to do. Take out your cell phones real quick. Hopefully, it's an Apple product. Okay, I'm being petty pastor today. The rest of it is trash. I'm just playing. Okay. Take your iPhones out, and I want you to go to our Bright Star Community Outreach Facebook page right now. Like the page and then share it. Share it. Please do that, because you will allow people who are in your sphere of influence to be able to tune in. If you go out there, you'll see I've shared it on every page that I got, every page that I'm connected to. And you can also take the link, copy and paste it, and text it to some people. Now today, this session today is so very important. I see y'all got some nice stuff in front of y'all. Y'all getting ready to paint and sip up in here? What's going on? Okay, all right. Okay, paint and sit. We'll leave it at that. That's fine. All right. Sip on your Pepsi. I'm jealous of some of y'all and your water. I got it. And this is beautiful, because every week when you come in, we're going to do this kind of thing. But we wouldn't be able to do this without all of our sponsors. Y'all go crazy for Northwestern Medicine. Come on. Go crazy for University of Chicago Medicine. Give it up for the United Way of Metropolitan Chicago. I'm going to see if y'all know how to act right here. Give it up for Bright Star Community Outreach. This is what it's all about, and we got a few more sponsors that we're going to be acknowledging today, and I'm excited. And for those of y'all that are not on the scene, but you're watching us from everywhere on the screen, we want to tell you thank you and appreciate you for what you've done. Let me talk to this camera right here. Let me just say a few things to all of you all. If you know anybody who have been justice involved, in other words, they are consumers of the justice system. They're individuals who have either been incarcerated, they got family members who are fighting a case, they got individuals who just want to understand how to navigate the justice system. Today's show is just for you. Tag as many people as you can. There's some amazing information that's getting ready to go forth. And I got one of my favorite people on the planet. Let me tell you something. You sure better have somebody in your life who practices law and knows law. And today, I'm super excited about a young lady who has represented me in legal matters in the past. And I got to tell you, it is because she stayed up, I was able to get some sleep. You hear what I'm talking about? Y'all, please go crazy for the one and only Miss Roxanne Jackson, who's here today. Let me tell you a little bit about Roxanne. Roxanne is a dynamic and accomplished professional with a vibrant and engaging personality. Y'all gonna see that in just a moment. She received her formative education in Chicago public schools. Come on now, y'all make some noise for that, CPS. Watch this. She earned both her bachelor's degree, her master's degree from National Louis University in Evanston, Illinois. And she obtained her law degree from the University of Illinois Chicago School of Law, formerly known as John Marshall Law School, right here in Chicago, Illinois. Now, over the past 30 years, Roxanne has held numerous legal and senior level positions in human resources, community, and governmental relations. Let me just tell you, Roxanne Jackson is now the Midwest Regional Director for Reform Alliance. Power, make some noise for my sister from another mister. Let me hear all y'all. Make noise for attorney Roxanne Jackson. I'm excited today. Y'all, please, this is going to be an exciting session. Get a pen, get a piece of paper. I'm ready to go into this conversation. Roxanne, how you doing today?
I am doing fantastic, Pastor. And, you know, it's just such a blessing to see so many beautiful and engaged faces. Yay! So as a point of clarification before I start, so I no longer practice law.
That's right.
I am doing something so much better and so much more impactful for our communities. I am working with Reform Alliance as the Midwest Regional Director, and we are working on legislation that impacts folk that are on probation, parole, or supervised release, because those three things are pathways and pipelines back into prison. So that's my new life.
Now, wait a minute. Did you hear who she's serving? Did you hear the folks that she's representing? Some of our cousins, nieces, nephews, moms, dad, uncles, aunts, sons, daughters, us, our people, our family. And for you to leave the amazing career that you had, the lucrative career, the impactful career, to do this, I want to start off by asking, what would make you make that kind of shift?
Sure. So let me tell you.
Use that mic.
So let me tell you. You mind if I stand up?
You at home, girl. Come on now. This the Roxanne I know.
So if you're born of a male and of a female, you are prone to missteps. You are prone to making mistakes. But what I want to tell you is that once you make a mistake, you should not, you are not, and you will not be defined by that mistake. We serve a God of second chances. I work for a company of second chances. We've got a pastor who believes in second chances. So no matter what has happened in the past, I want you to look back with a little rear view mirror, because it's that front mirror that dictates who you will be in the future. Now listen to this. I've got something that I want you to remember. I want you to remember IIS, and that stands for is. Let me tell you what that means.
Teach us.
The first I means issue, okay? We all have issues. We're human, we got issues. If it ain't a relationship issue, it's a money issue, it's a job issue, it's a baby issue, it's a housing issue. Life is full of issues.
Right.
And we can cry about them all day long, right? So when we're telling people about our issues, the other I stands for impact, okay? Because we have to be able to show people how this issue is impacting our lives, right? So if you're involved in the criminal justice system, yeah, I had that issue. I want you to know this is how it has impacted my life or is currently impacting my life. But hold up, wait a minute. That S stands for solution. Because see, if you look at every issue and every impact and you can't know your own solution, then you're going to continuously repeat the mistake. So the solution is, as I am impacted, as I am homeless, as I am underemployed, I got the solution. And the solution is, I need to get my mind right. I need to have my environment right. I need to have my supporters right. I need to have my vision right. Because with all those rights, I can create my solution. I can tell you what I need from you to help me to move to the next level. You see, you are in charge of your lives.
That's right.
You can't be a victim. Victimization is dead.
Talk, Roxanne.
From today forth, you've got to believe that you can conquer the world. I don't care at what point you are today, as long as you believe in that solution. If you got to sit down with a white piece of paper and say, okay, I want a degree, you know that degree ain't going to come tomorrow. And the degree will not come in your dreams. You have to have action. So write down on a piece of paper, what do I need to do to get that degree? Well, first of all, you need to find a school that's going to take you. You got to find a program that makes sense, right? And then you got to do an action step. You got to start reaching out. Now you say, well, I don't have any money. There are so many programs that offer grants, that offer loans. There are organizations that will pay for you to go to school. You just have to be willing to believe in that solution. It's all up to you. So we can no longer say, well, I was born in a manger in a little tent by a river. No. Wherever you are, today starts the new chapter. Today starts the new beginning. Today is your rebirth. And if you believe that today is the rebirth, then when you walk out of this room, your steps are different. You can move with some energy. I don't care if you got arthritis in your knees. You got some power. You got some power. You got power. So again, when I speak to you, I'm speaking to you not from that bachelor's or master's or law degree or the fact that the Lord has allowed me to have two wonderful children that are lawyers. That doesn't matter. What matters is when you have a dream and a vision and focus. I don't care about age. Age ain't nothing but a number. Age ain't nothing but a number. Okay? It doesn't matter that you had 6 marriages. The 7th one is going to be better. It don't matter that you went into foreclosure. After a couple years, there's a second chance for that. Right? So don't underestimate the you that God created. Because see, you're something special. Right? So if you find a $100 bill, I know you get real happy. But if that $100 bill is all balled up, got spit on it, got dirt on it, you pick that sucker up because guess what? Baby, it's still a $100 bill.
Talk, Roxanne.
Okay? And so, sisters and brothers, it's the same thing for you. It doesn't matter if you've been impacted. It doesn't matter if you think that you failed. It doesn't matter if you dropped out of school. It doesn't matter if you had a baby when you were 7 and a half. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you were behind bars. It doesn't matter how long your rap sheet is. What matters is what you think of yourself. What matters is what you believe that God said is true. What matters is that today is the first day of the rest of your life. That's what matters. That means power. You see, that is power that It's power. Now sit down and let Pastor ask me the question.
Y'all go crazy. But Roxanne Jackson, come on now. Now that's the power I'm talking about. That's the power I'm talking about. Let me just tell you, I want to personally say thank you. And I'll be honest with you. When I invited you to come, Roxanne, I knew that the people in this power session, these are folks from the community, folks who some go to the churches that pastor, some get some of the services that we provide at BSCO, some are just from the community and they're partners, and they come in every single Wednesday to not only eat and fellowship, but to figure out what's next. What can I do to get informed? What can I do to get inspired? And then what can I do to get involved? There's so much power in this room. And there are so many people that are watching online that there's power right there. I love what you said. And I knew when you would come, you would light a fire. I knew that it would be exciting. That's why I wanted you to be here. And, you know, I'm not only, if you're inspired, guess what? I'm not only a hair club for being president. I'm also a client. There have been many times where Roxanne inspired me. When I was going through my divorce many years ago, I called Roxanne. And listen, I was ready to commit suicide. I was an absolute alcoholic as a pastor because I was going through. And I didn't have anybody to talk to. And I called Roxanne. And not only did she become my attorney, I mean, she was also my ex-wife's attorney. She said, I'm going to teach y'all how to do this thing right. And we sitting up there like, wait a minute. Who knew you could get inspired at this kind of moment, right? And then you were successful as an attorney, but then you started to say, I want to do something a little bit different. And this Reform Alliance, this is just mind-blowing to me. Reform Alliance. Everybody say Reform Alliance. And if you are online right now watching us, if you would just use the hashtag Reform Alliance, use the hashtag Reform Alliance, and within the next 48 hours, Roxanne and I, we're going to go and see on the Facebook pages and on the YouTube pages who used the hashtag Reform Alliance. Now, it's not a hashtag if you don't put the whole thing together. It's the # Reform Alliance, no space. That's what makes it a hashtag. And we're going to choose at least 2 people who use that hashtag, and we're going to give them, I'm going to see if y'all go crazy, $25 gift certificates. Is that all right, Powell? Not just in the room, but you got to do it online. So that means while you're in here, you can go, if I was you, if you shared, I'd go and put hashtag Reform Alliance, because we can choose yours as well. Tell us today about Reform Alliance.
So Reform Alliance is a national bipartisan organization that focuses in on probation, parole, and supervised release. It came into being, and I think that's your next question.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. It came into being a few years ago. There's a rapper, Meek Mill.
That's right.
And Meek had some trouble with the law early on. But so Meek got out of prison, he got his life in order, but he was on, you know, one of those 3 things, right? And so what he did was he popped a wheelie for a music video. And it went viral, and that was considered a violation. It was a technical violation. And the judge resentenced him to 2 to 4 years back in prison for that. Now, isn't that crazy? So, so his friends, he had some very powerful friends, Jay-Z and a bunch of other well-known entertainment and business professionals. And they said, we can't believe that stuff like this is really going on. And so they started Reform Alliance. And they said, because if it's happening to you, Meek, and you a multimillionaire, well-known, what's happening with everyday people that are going through this? And so they started Reform. Now, in the last 3 years, because Reform has only been around for 3 years, in the last 3 years, we've passed 16 bills in 10 states.
Wow.
Impacting over 650,000 people on probation, parole, and supervised
Now,
release.
wait, y'all got to go crazy for that now. 650,000 people. Now, Is there a specific demographic that's mostly impacted?
Of course.
Who was that
Black
demographic?
and brown.
That's
Black
right.
and brown.
Now, how many of y'all know someone either in your family, at your church, or in your sphere of influence who have been impacted by this? Raise your hand. Look at all these
I
hands.
got 2 hands.
That's right.
And 2 feet.
That's right. It's true. Many of us, even in our own families, and we face it all of the time here. Now, you said you guys specifically focus on, I think it's parole.
Probation,
Talk about
parole,
that.
and supervised release. So, as you know, or may not know, when people get out of prison, there are a set of conditions, right? Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. A lot of that stuff is not even relevant to their cases.
Wow.
I mean, if your case wasn't a fraud case or a banking and financial case, why can't you open up a bank account? Why can't you apply for a credit card?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with your core issue, right? And so a lot of them will say, if you change your address, you get 10 days to notify. If you change jobs, you get 10 days. If you miss a drop, you in trouble. If you don't leave work early to go, drop your P to see if you got some drugs or to check in with your PO, you're violated. Well, what happens with employers? First of all, we already know if we impact it, it's hard as heck to get a job, right?
That's right. That's
now,
right.
Can you imagine you telling your employer, well, I got to be leaving at 1 o'clock. I got to go meet my PO. That employer is looking at you like, look, bro, it's hard enough to get workers up in here, and because you got an ankle monitor on, can't they just monitor where you at, So, I mean, those are things that make our lives hard. When people are in prison, they take classes, right? Because we realize our mistakes, and we're trying to make ourselves better, right? And so when you get out, you're told, well, if you do X, Y, and Z, your PO will know about it. It'll help you while you're on probation, parole, or supervised release. You get up to the PO and say, look, I should be able to get this sentence shortened because I did X, Y, Z, and the PO look at you like, what? We ain't got no records like that. We don't know that you took 12 classes, while you were inside. So we're saying prisons or, parole board, look, let's have some transparency. If these people have taken classes while they were inside, you should know about it so they can get credit.
That's right.
When people are on probation, parole, or supervised release, and they go to school, they try to get the GED. They try to get trade classes. They try to get degrees. Shouldn't that account for some time off those things? It's common sense mechanisms, right? When we have geriatric patients that have served time and they have end-of-life trajectories because they're in prison and they're sick, what they gonna do in there? They ain't gonna do nothing. Let them come home to their families.
That's right.
That's what reform stands for. And that's the legislation that we're working on. Currently, we are now in Illinois. So I'm the Midwest Regional Director, right? So I'm over Illinois, Indiana, and Iowa. So we have current legislation in those 3 states. The Illinois legislation, we right now have a shell bill that we're working on. And what we're doing is we're listening to our community stakeholders. We're listening to our sisters and our brothers that have been impacted so that we can hear what they say about their experience, right? Because it's all about when you're trying to impose or get new legislation passed, they don't want to hear what you think you know.
That's right.
They want to hear the stories that have impacted you. And so when we're trying to get legislation, we need to hear the stories so that we can tell the legislators, these people are in your district. These are some of your constituents. And this is what happened to them. And this is the story that further corroborates what they're saying. They could have had a real good job had they not had to leave and go see the PO.
That's right.
If they didn't have to go in the middle of the day and drop. Or if they just forgot to tell the PO that my address changed, instead of saying, okay, you get one other shot. No, I'm going to violate you. So it's common sense things that could make a difference in the lives of those of us that have been impacted. Again, second chance really means a second chance.
Yeah.
And that's what Reform Alliance is about. Creating the second chance. Now, do we do other criminal justice work? We stay in our lanes. You know when you're good at something, you stay in that lane. But what we do is we support our wonderful criminal justice partners. So with whatever they do, we will stand behind them. We will do letters of support. We will fund some activities that they're doing. We will be there to support them. But then we need support as well. So we just started the Illinois Secure Communities Coalition, and we meet every other week. We just had a meeting yesterday, and it's via Zoom, and we give out great information. We're talking, we're listening, we're sharing content, we're sharing activities. On March 7th, we're going to have a virtual reformers town hall meeting, which is going to be excellent. And I certainly will share that information with Pastor so that he can, just spread it all out to you guys. Sure. And then on March 17th, we're going to have an Illinois roundtable where we will provide lunch, probably some of them nice little box lunches over there and some drink. and because I like to eat sugar, we're going to have some sugar too. So because we want to bring in our people so that we can listen face to face. And I'll share that information with Pastor. But listen, we love our communities. We're not exempt from anything. I certainly have had my road to travel. But again, it doesn't matter what yesterday was. What matters is what you decide for tomorrow. If you don't leave with anything else but that, keep that in mind, okay?
Let me ask you this. Does reform have any legislative ideas? Because a lot of times, especially in our community, Roxanne, we don't really know how to advocate. Right? No, very, very few people. Back in the day when we were in school, they had civics. Those of y'all that went to civics classes, raise your hand. They had civics and teach you how to get involved, right, with legislation and get involved with advocacy. Now, here's one of the problems, and I'll say this as a pastor, as a CEO of a company, as a community leader. We don't want to get involved in something like this until our family gets impacted, right? And I think these kinds of things and options and opportunities, we have to say, I'd rather have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Don't call on Reform Alliance once you need it. Be a part of the Reform Alliance before you do on a just-in-case basis, because even if you don't need it, you will know someone who absolutely needs it. So talk to us a little bit about advocacy and legislation that Reform Alliance is a part of.
Sure. So again, we have a bill on the table right now. It's a shell because we're listening to our community-based partners and our wonderful pastors and our members, our constituents, to talk about what you need to see. What happened to you? So if that law was in place, you could have had a more positive result. So we have this piece of legislation. We're filling it in. But what you can always do, and I'm going to make sure that, Pastor, you can put this on the webpage or whatever. For sure. We have a support letter that you can send to, that you can sign. You can send back to me, or you can send to your legislators. You can send to your older people. But mainly, since we're dealing with Springfield, we got to send them to Springfield, right? To say, listen, this is common sense legislation, and we need you to support it, so that we can have our real second chance as it relates to probation, parole, and supervised release, and I will make sure that Pastor gets that.
Now, all of y'all in this room, here's a question. How many of y'all in this room know who your legislators are? Your state rep, senators, your congresspeople. Raise your hand. All right? Those of y'all who do not know, or you kind of, sort of, may not know, or you just like, I think, raise your hand. Be honest. All right, Bright Star staff, raise your hand now. I want you all to see these individuals, and they will help you to identify who your legislator is. Matter of fact, what we can also do is everybody who registered, and those of y'all who are watching on the screen, you're not on the scene, but you're watching on the screen, we can put a link there where you can just absolutely easily find who your legislators are. Because if you write the letter, now listen to me good, you sign the letter and you mail it to me, that's a waste of your time. You need to mail it to your legislator and the folks who absolutely need to know that you're advocating. I would also encourage you, use Google, right? And find out what's the phone number and call and ask your legislator. Have you heard about Reform Alliance? Because there has to be an alliance of reformers that will support Reform Alliance. So that is some of our homework today. Putting power of information into your hands so that you can get informed, so that you can get involved, and so that you can get inspired to make sure that nobody else gets impacted by this negatively. I got a question. Why would a Meek Mill, why would a Jay-Z, why would those who have power, money, or influence get involved in something like this?
Because they understand that their sphere of influence is impactful.
Right.
They understand that the people that purchase their products, that purchase their music, are the same people that are being impacted. And so if you straight, they gonna continue to be straight. And then they realize that they have a civic and a philanthropy duty to help our communities. And they're straight up about this. They don't leave any stones unturned. When I tell you they support the Reform Alliance, God bless them, because they do, which in turn allows us to support our loves like the ones that are in this room.
I got to tell you, I think it's amazing. Those in this room today, can I tell you, there is something called what I call a cradle to prison pipeline. We talked about this a little bit last week, right? Where we talked about the fact that prisons are built based on third grade reading averages. And we got to understand that there is a system designed to keep black and brown people locked up. It was President Toni Preckwinkle, Cook County Board President. She said that an African delegation came to Chicago to visit the penal institutions. They went to the prisons. And after they toured Cook County Prison, after they toured it, it was about a 3-hour time frame. And what blew me away is she said, after they toured for 3 hours, the African delegation asked them, great, so now show us where the white prison is. I want you to think about that for a moment. After 3 hours, they went through Cook County Prison, Cook County Jail, because there is some difference between jail and prison. And they said, now show us where the white jail is. That lets you know how many of us are in jail. And here's what a pet peeve of mine is. And let me just kind of go on my soapbox for a moment. I'm amazed how many black and brown people, particularly black, are in jail because they didn't have bail money. And many of them are in there because they were selling weed. They were selling marijuana. And what's amazing to me is they got all of those black people locked up for selling weed. Now Illinois has legalized it. And now white folks are selling the weed legally. Because when they legalized marijuana in Illinois, in the first year of it being legal, all of the folks who had the contracts and the licenses, they made over $1 billion in 1 year in Illinois. Now, I am in no way suggesting, as a pastor, that it's okay to sell weed. I'm just saying I got members who smoke it. Y'all done got quiet right there. I'm just saying I know some folks who sell it. Now, I'm not endorsing it at all, but I am saying if you're going to let white folks make that kind of money, then go release all of my cousins and them who are entrepreneurs and let them come on out and do it legally just like the white people are doing it legally. Because they're entrepreneurs. See, we got to be fair when it comes to the system. And the problem that I have with the church, the problem that I have with our own community, is we know it's a problem, but we don't show up, stand up, and speak up against these kinds of injustices. And we have so many of our brothers and sisters that are in jail because they don't just have a couple $1,000s, some of them hundreds of dollars, to be able to get out of jail. How would you challenge people like me in the pulpit, those of us who have our own sphere of influence? You may not be Jay-Z, you may not be Meek Mill, but if you got 10 followers on Facebook, you got influence. If you got 3 people in your family, in your house, you have influence. How would you challenge us to get involved in this kind of way, and give us some specific steps on what you would want us to do to push this kind of Reform Alliance.
Okay. So I want you to write down my email address. And I want you to send me an email and say, send me info. And I promise you, you will have information about everything that Reform Alliance does here in Illinois. You're going to know about the Reformer virtual town hall that's on March the 7th. You're going to know about our Illinois Secure Communities Coalition. So knowledge is power.
Yeah, that's right.
And we've got so many wonderful organizations out here that have the capacity to help you in any way you can, that they can, but you may not necessarily know about them, and they don't necessarily know about you.
That's right.
So the goal is that we have to become involved in organizations that are willing to share the information with you, right? Because again, information is power. Knowledge is power. And we shrivel up and die because of a lack of
knowledge.
it, right?
That's right.
And you know, we have some wonderful churches, almost like Walgreens on every corner.
That's right.
And so what we have to do is, because our pastors touch every constituent of every legislator there is in the world.
That's right.
And so we have to make sure that our pastors are empowered by these organizations. There are some organizations that help people on any and everything that's going on. We just got to get the information to the people who got the sphere of influence, like our pastor here. So my email address is Roxanne, ROXANNE, at Reform, REFORM, Alliance, ALLIANCE.com. So if you will send me an email, just say, send me info, I will put you on our email list, and I will make sure I will flood you starting tomorrow. Okay? Because I got to get someplace when I leave here. So it'll be a little late when I get back. But starting tomorrow, I will flood you with everything. And it's up to you if you want to involve yourselves. But I tell you, Reform is such a phenomenal organization. And what we're going to do here in Illinois with this legislation and with our wonderful people here is going to be nothing short of phenomenal.
I think that's amazing. Y'all clap it up. This is what I'm talking about. I want to do something a little bit different today. I want to give you an opportunity to ask some questions directly from the audience. This may be personal. Here's the only thing that I'll ask. If you will ask the question, don't try to give a little quick sermon, and you are not the presenter today. You are being presented to, so I don't want you to give an Easter speech. I want you to ask a question. Let's get some microphones. We got Mr. Aaron and Miss Joni. If you have a question, raise your hand. Over this way, Aaron. On this side, we got another one over here too. Come on.
And Pastor, before those questions come, I want to make sure I give two disclaimers. Number one, I don't practice law, so
Right.
I am not sitting here as an attorney, okay? Let's make sure we're straight. And number two, I am here on behalf of Reform Alliance, which is a phenomenal bipartisan organization that focuses on probation, parole, and supervised release.
That's right. And I love the fact that it's bipartisan.
Oh, gosh.
Because you have Republicans, you have Democrats.
And we love them all.
That's right, who
Love them
support
all.
this. It's very, very important. First question over this way.
Hi, my question is, which House bill is it? Is it 2030, HB 2030?
Because it's a shell bill, so just wait until we get actual numbers,
Gotcha.
and then we will share that information.
Awesome, thank
Okay.
you.
And the fact is, you all have the email addresses. You have Roxanne's email address, and before she leaves today, we will also have her to give that again. But we want to make sure that you email her so that she can send this information to you. I promise you, the moment she has your email address, you will receive emails from her email address. Yeah. That's without a shadow of a doubt. Next question. Was there another question over here, right in the front? Give her a moment.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you guys are doing something for returning residents. That's what we call them now, right? So, my question is, I understand you guys are doing something for like parolees and everybody, but are you guys also doing something as far as when they come home? I lost lost my whole thought, Miss Roxanne. You so good up there.
Email it to me. You have my email.
Oh, I already
address.
emailed you. You good? You got
Okay.
it. Stop playing with me.
So is this around support?
Yeah,
Support?
absolutely. It's
So go
around,
ahead.
it's
Yeah.
around, it's around support for returning citizens, not even just so far as on home monitoring, because home monitoring is when they're actually off of
Hold that mic. There you go.
All right, here we go, Miss Roxanne. Let's start this again, please. So, what services are these actual services that you guys have, or you just defense that they have, or is it just legislation? Which part is that falling for returning citizens coming out in the pathways for them?
Excellent question.
Okay, so again, when I say that Reform Alliance focuses in on probation, parole, and supervised release, we are busy creating legislation that will make your pathway while you're on any of those three a lot more easier, right? Now, although we stay in our lane, there are numerous community-based organizations that we work to support that actually offer hands-on services. And so when we have people who involve themselves as a reformer and, with our Illinois Secure Community Coalitions, on those calls, we got everybody, every organization that are a part that can tell you about the services that they provide. Just last week, I went to a program, and there's this one group who offer expungement services the last Wednesday of the month. And I was like, people call me about that all the time, and I don't have necessarily a place. So when we get around each other and we share information, then that allows us and empowers us to share that kind of information with you. So you email me, ask me, whatever question, and I will help you find, one of our partners that are part of our coalition, a resource for you, okay? All right. And I'm really proud of you. You look fantastic, and I can tell you got a sparkle in your eye. You're going to do great things, okay?
Y'all clap it up. That's what I'm talking about. Any questions? Other questions? Want to make sure that we cover the room. Let me just ask this, because you're not direct services. Right? It's working on legislation, right? How do we change the laws, right? And that's where the advocacy piece comes into play. And I think it's important that there be a tremendous amount of more education around awareness, right? Are there any major events coming up anytime soon? Or is there a way where if individuals here have a block club, or how can they reach out to make sure that they get this information to the folks that they are connected to?
Okay. So once you email me today, I'll get back with you tomorrow, and I will send you some links of a bunch of different things that are happening. And then when you join our coalition call, you will hear from community-based partners, and they will tell you about services that they're offering, programs that they're offering. As a matter of fact, on our coalition call yesterday, there was an organization, Restore Justice. They are offering free legislative advocacy training coming up. And I've been to some of their trainings, and they were awesome. They were short. You get a free lunch again, nice sandwich, and I'm telling you, that training, even for me, was awesome. So reach out to me, and I'm going to share whatever Reform has in terms of partnerships. We're going to share that with you.
I think that's amazing. We got some folks that are watching online. Y'all make some noise for Chris King. Thanks, Chris King. Appreciate you. Make some noise for Regina G.G. White right now. Come on. Make some noise for Gwendolyn Hicks right now. Thank you. This is what I'm talking about. There are folks that are watching us by way of online streaming. I want to take a quick moment just to encourage all of you all that are watching online, whether it's at this very moment where we're live or whether it's later on, you get a chance to watch this. Make sure that you share this and tag other people. It's so very important that we be a part of what's going on. I want to make sure that we understand this coalition building thing, right? And I want to encourage everybody, those of y'all that have a pastor that is not Pastor Chris Harris, raise your hand. Look at all these hands in here. All of these pastors. I'm encouraging you, please tell your pastor, tell your church, and ask them to host Roxanne, because this is really what it's all about. How many of y'all are part of a block club, or you live in a building with more than 3 people? Raise your hand. You can let them know, right, that they need to become a part of this Reform Alliance. I want to give you the floor, Roxanne, for closing words. You know, we stand between these folks and they paint and sip. I mean, they painting, you know, he's sipping on Pepsi today. You know what I'm saying? But I want to give you the floor to give some last words to folks that are in this room and make sure that we understand very clearly the call of duty today.
Yeah. So again, we need you to sign support letters saying that we support this legislation because it makes sense, okay? So when you email me, I'm going to send you a copy of the support letter. Then you can just scan it, take a picture of it, send it back to me. Number 2, I'm going to invite you to our Reformer Town Hall, which is at 6 o'clock on March the 7th. I'll send you the link so you can jump on. It's a really good time, full of impactful knowledge. And number 3, I'm going to invite you to become a member of the Illinois Secure Communities Coalition. I'm going to send you the link for that. Your pastors, if you all are part of other community-based organizations, listen, we can have thousands of people on these coalitions, and guess what happens? We support the efforts of one another. That's what a coalition is. That's what coalition building is. It's just not me pouring into you, but it's you pouring your services into me. It's a two-way street, okay? So again, as we close out my part, I want to say this. In this room, there's a lot of power. I mean, I could feel the spirit and I could feel the vibe. But listen, if somebody won't give you a job because you've been impacted, create the job.
That's right.
Create the business. We are a very creative group.
That's right.
Okay? All you got to do is think about a problem that you have. Ooh, that's a business because somebody else got that same problem, okay? So don't sell yourself short. Don't think that money is the issue. I know money, it makes us think, well, I can't do it because I ain't got no money. Let me tell you something. If your plan is that brilliant, if it's that good, somebody else will say, you know what? I'd be willing to fund that, okay?
I'm a witness.
So trust me, it's doable. And so when you walk out of this room today, know that there are many opportunities. Forget the fact that we've been impacted. It doesn't matter. Right. What matters is 1 minute away. That's what matters. That mindset matters. Right. Yesterday is gone. We can't do nothing about it.
That's right.
I have to slap myself upside the head. If I just wouldn't have, Roxanne, you did. You know what I mean? And so we have to tell that story. Can't do nothing about yesterday. I can't take back the words I said yesterday. I can't take back the bad decisions that I made yesterday. As smart as my crazy self is. It doesn't matter. Don't penalize yourselves. Learn from the mistakes. Affiliate with organizations. Affiliate with churches. Build and grow. And above all else, support one another. Right. Don't tear down, don't beat up, don't belittle. We meet people where they are. Right. And we support and we share because knowledge is power. I love you guys and I love this man. God bless you all, okay?
Y'all better go crazy for Roxanne. Roxanne. I love you, girl. I need y'all to do better than that. Come on now. Listen, I'm excited. It's going to be wonderful. And let me say to every one of you all that are watching us by way of online streaming, it is so very important that you share with other people this information. This is our Power Initiative, Power Session, every single Wednesday, 12 o'clock. All you have to do is go to our Bright Star Community Outreach website, and there is a drop down there where you can just click that and you can register. Every Wednesday, 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock, we feed you. We hook you up. You can see in this room, they're getting ready to do they paint and sit. Yeah. Y'all got me. It's going to be exciting. And folks are winning resources and you're getting information. So I'm encouraging you, share this, sign up. You got to come every week because every week we're going to have information and inspiration in it. And I need you to be a part of it. If you know folks who have been consumers of the justice system, you know folks who are dealing with the subject matter that we shared today, you got to make sure that they get this information. Tag them right now and let them know I wanted you to get informed. Power, y'all make some noise in here for Miss Roxanne Jackson. Come on, make some noise for her. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, we get ready to go to a quick video And then after that, we're bringing back Joni and Aaron. We got some other things to give away. I'm super excited. Clap your hands one more time for this power session.
The COVID-19 pandemic has brought social and racial injustice and inequity to the forefront of public health. As a matter of fact, in response to the pandemic, BSCO established a functioning health department focused on social determinants of health. As we know, health equity is still not a reality, and as a result, COVID-19 continues to disproportionately affect Black and brown communities, putting them at more risk of getting sick and worse, dying. Residents may not trust their doctors, but they sure do trust their faith leaders. Therefore, Pastor Chris Harris partnered with Northwestern Medicine to create a health show called Clergy and Clinicians. As a trusted voice in the community, PCH, African American, and Latinx medical professionals have come together to address concerns in communities of color. With episode reaching over 100,000 views, residents are educated on issues such as COVID-19, heart disease, organ transplant, and mental health, as well as many other health disparity-related topics. BSCO and its collaborative partners have been committed to bringing free vaccines to our community, studying long-term effects of COVID-19, and helping to close Chicago's life expectancy gap. We have disseminated information that educated our residents while sharing facts and breaking down stigmas about the virus, variants, and vaccines. We were also able to provide free vaccinations to our residents, which helped keep them safe and alive. At the same time, it created a safe space for residents to come in and participate in peer support groups. These groups became a long-awaited beacon of light, where residents found hope and created a sense of community as they voiced their challenges, difficulties, and mental health frustrations during and post-COVID-19. With 15 community events, these specific efforts have resulted in a collaborative that achieved over 15,000 vaccines to the residents on the south side of Chicago, and 250 residents participating in a nationwide long COVID study that will help shape the way COVID effects are treated in underserved Black and brown communities and generate up to $800 more to their household income. Our team of individuals brave the streets of Greater Brownsville daily in hand-to-hand marketing, gathering data through surveys, ensuring the voice of our community is reflected while we produce new health-focused programming. Doing things with the community and not to the community is the principle of our work. Very few community-based organizations can say that they have the privilege of partnering with globally respected medical institutions like Northwestern Medicine, UChicago Medicine, and now St. Bernard Hospital, providing mental health services to their staff. At BSCO, the health of our community is one of our highest priorities.
Presenting opportunities where everyone rises. And this is the reason why we have these sessions. You know, I know I'm a church boy, so there's a scripture in the Bible that says that our people, they perish because of lack of what? Knowledge. So this is a place where you could come and get knowledge and not only take it for yourself, but take it and give it to somebody else. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to there is a sheet on your table which has a QR code, and if you would please be so kind to register for next week today, you can do that now. And if you don't know how to do that, we have some of our workers here that can help you. Especially there's a young man back there by the name of Carl Hearn. Raise your hand. He can help you get registered for next week. And also, BSCO, we are live on Facebook. Yeah. Not only are we live on Facebook, but we are on Instagram. Not only that, we're on Twitter. and we're on TikTok.
All of that?
Yeah, we everywhere.
You can't miss us.
No, you can't
miss us. So why don't you go on right now, if you haven't already, log on to our pages and like and share. Facebook, Bright Star Community Outreach. We're also on our website. You can check out what we do on a daily basis. We work hard for you to make sure that you shine in the community.
All right. So,
yeah, let's give away some money.
yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
I feel kind of generous right now.
You feel jittery?
Very
Your hands
generous.
a little high.
Yeah, a little
All right, let's
high.
help you out real quick. Now, some of you have already started painting, and that's great. You got a head start, and we're going to finish this. But, unfortunately, listen to this. Unfortunately, the people online, they're not here. They don't have paint and easels like all of you. And we don't want them to wait around. We want them to be here next week, don't we?
Correct.
Listen, we have some powerful, powerful presentations for you next week. I encourage you to register right away. So let's give away some money.
Okay, let's do it.
I think they sleepy.
I don't think they want no money. Nobody said nothing.
I think the sandwich got them, Aaron.
Yeah, they must be sleeping.
So,
they paint.
Yeah, so if you want to win today, put your hands together real quick. Put your paintbrush down and put your palms together.
Get this
and
money.
Let me hear your voice. All right. It's bingo time. You got your bingo sheets?
Oh, this power.
I'm sorry. Thank you. It's power time.
bad. Okay.
Man. Thank y'all. Go ahead, Aaron. Pull one out.
All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. Oh, this is a good one.
What's it say?
The word is training. Training.
All right.
Somebody got that? All right. All right. The next one is tax. T-A-X. Tax. No one? All right. All right. Okay. You got tax?
Tax.
T-A-X. We have long COVID. Long COVID. Does anybody have that? Okay. Mama Harris has it.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay.
We waiting for that one word, ain't we, Aaron?
Man.
What's the word?
Power.
That's what we waiting to hear.
Okay, we have banking. Banking.
Banking.
All right, the next one is.
I don't think we're going fast enough. That's what somebody just said.
That's probably what it is.
All right, come on.
Let me speed
let's
this
go.
up. Let me speed. Food desert. Food desert. All right, next one. Mental health. Mental health. All right. The next one is retirement. Retirement. Next one is savings. Somebody got. Well, that's what I'm talking about.
All right, I want you. There's a young lady who has, let me see, long COVID, mental health, retirement, training, savings.
Oh, yeah, she got
banking and food deserts. You got it. Come on,
got it.
everybody, clap it up for her. Shakira, wave your hand wherever you are. You can go collect your $25 gift card. We're going to do one more. Let's go. Y'all want to do one more? We're going real fast.
Okay.
Who's ready? Let's go.
Starting over.
We're starting over. We're starting over. New sheet, new sheet. Does everybody have a sheet? Okay, then we're not going to do another one this week. Here's the final giveaway today. Y'all listening real good? That's good. I'm going to go get my registration while Aaron keeps you occupied for a minute. I'm going to find out who the last person was that registered.
All right, so from the power session that we just had, can somebody tell me what IIS means? Great. I know there were a couple people who asked me for the email address for Roxanne, and that email address is Roxanne, which is ROXANNE at Reform, REFORM, Alliance, ALLIANCE.com, and in the subject box, put send me info, and she will send you everything that you need to know. Let's see, what else? Okay.
Well, you know what? I think I'm ready, Aaron.
Okay, come on.
Somebody last night registered online, and I wonder if she's in the building. Janice Allen, are you in here? Come on, put your hands together for Miss Janice.
All right.
You know what? You know what I learned? Even if you're the last one, as long as you register, you may win.
Yeah.
Janice Allen. Clap your hands for Miss Janice. Woo! So go see Shakira. Okay, good. Go see Shakira, and she has your gift card for you. All right, are y'all enjoying yourselves? I want you to continue to paint. Listen, if you're online, what's up, Aaron? If you're online,
listen, if you're online, again, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, and also, again, on your tables, there are there's a paper that has a QR code, and we want you to register for next week. Not only register, but we want you to refer some friends and family so we can fill the room up.
That's right. And look, we have swag on that back table. It's getting warm now. You need something to mop up the sweat on your soda can.
Yeah,
we have Scoogies back there. We have hand sanitizers. See Kathy, she's waving. See Kathy, and she'll be able to help you. Thank you again, everybody. We're so glad that you could be here with us. Thank you online. We haven't forgotten about you. We're going to do something special for you real soon.
What about the raffle?
I got you. So we're going to go offline now. Unfortunately, you have to go so we can finish doing what we're doing here. If you enjoyed yourself today, put your hands together one more time and let me hear you yell power. Power. Come on. See you next week. Okay, we're going to do our $50 raffle right now. We're going to do our $50 raffle. Do you have your raffle tickets? I need somebody to bring me the basket real quick. Bring me the basket so we can pull this last raffle. If you were here last week and you were a bingo winner, please see Miss Shakira. She's waving her hand. She has your gift card from last week. Yeah. Hey, Joe, turn that up a little bit. Let me hear it. Hey. Come on, y'all, wake up. Hey. Wake up. Hey. They paying Aaron. They doing good. Look at that.
Yeah.
They doing good. You know what? Let's go around here. Let's see what's happening.
Let's see what they're doing.
Okay, Miss Janelle.
All right.
Your elementary teacher taught you how to stay in the lines.
Oh, we
okay,
got it going
sis.
on. Look at that.
Aaron, I'm glad we didn't have a contest for this because that would have been hard to judge.
Wow.
Miss Payne, what you working with over here? I see you. Okay.
All right, look at this.
Come on.
Let's see what Mother Hall doing.
That is perfection, okay? Yeah.
Mother Hall got the red going on.
Huh? What'd you say, Aaron?
I said Mother Hall got the red going on.
Okay. Let me see. Oh, sis is done.
Deacon King, look at his.
That's a little bit of African American, a little bit of Africa.
Yeah.
I love that.
Let's see what else is going on.
I love it.
Oh, yeah. It's looking
Mama,
nice.
you going to take yours home and do it later? I love it, Dee.
All right.
You don't want me to see? You're not done? That's exquisite. That is nice.
All right, this one is beautiful. We got black, green,
Okay.
and orange. And
Did you enjoy the painting session? Can you
Oh,
put
wow,
your hands
beautiful.
together for all of our co-workers? When I tell you
All
the
right, my man.
turnaround,
My
the
man.
turnaround is so fast. We only have 6 days from the time we see you to the next event, and they really help us make this work and happen. So put your hands together for them one more time. From the food to the painting. You want to take yours home, D? What you doing with this right here? You never do it? All right. Okay, take a little break now. We're going to pull this raffle ticket, then you can finish. We're done a little early so you can continue to work. That's beautiful. You did amazing. You did a good job. Okay. See, y'all, you got to come in the building, Aaron.
that's right.
It's
That's
important to be in the building.
Right. Gotta get here.
I want you all, because they're missing out, please put your hands together for our online audience and tell them they missed it. Let them judge it by the way that you're celebrating. Come on. Come on in the room, y'all. Come on in the room. Aaron, what you want to say something?
Listen, make sure that your face is in the place.